Good morning. It's Beth Willoughby, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, here with another video. Today, I'm going to feature the Celebration Tidings bundle. It consists of the Celebration Labels dies and the Celebration Tidings stamps, and it can be found on page 58 of your mini catalog. I did 3 different projects today. I'm only going to demonstrate 2, but you know all about how you can use your labels to decorate cards in a manner such as this. I made this card with a Cajun Craze base, and I embossed it with the Woodland embossing folder. I hope you can see that. The label itself is embossed with the Woodland embossing folder. And here you go. There that is. And I used the Gathered Leaves dies to make the dies. I used plaid Tidings paper with the largest leaf die, and then I cut a couple of other dies out in Bumblebee, Cajun Craze, and Pretty Peacock. The sentiment is from the Celebration Tidings set. I like this set, the Celebration Tidings set, because it has 3 different, well, actually 4, I guess, that you could use seasonal stamps in it. It has the spider web and spider for Halloween. It has the fall pumpkins and leaves and coordinating stamp Always Grateful for Thanksgiving. It has Christmas, berries, and a heart scroll here that you can use for Valentine's Day. And the coordinating dies have heart dies, spider dies, and leaf dies that go with it. Okay. Let me show you the other 2 projects that I did that I'm going to demonstrate for you today. The first is a bag, a treat bag. And I did this with one of our 6x8 cellophane bags. They're on page 152 in the annual catalog, and you get 50 of these for $5.50. That's a pretty good deal. I used pumpkin pie to make an insert for the bag. Now, you could use designer series paper, and I believe this will handle several treats, several candy bars, cookies, whatever you decide you want to put in there. And I used plaid Tidings paper and Whisper White. Now, I'll go ahead and show you how I did this. The pumpkin pie paper that I used, the bag is 6x8, so I cut this one at 5 7/8 by 5 7/8. We'll go ahead and stamp it. I got a little bit carried away on the on this one, I think, but I love the Halloween elements, and I'm going to use Stays On ink. If for no other reason, because it's handy right now. And I'm going to stamp each of the 4 sides of my insert here with the web. Okay. And I'm going to put a spider in each corner. Okay. Now I'm going to leave these stamps out because we're going to come back to those for the label or the tag bag topper. But I can go ahead and slide this in our bag. And those bags are clear and hard to see once you put them down. Okay. Get in there. Now. Okay. To make the bag topper, I used the largest Celebrations die to cut out a piece of plaid Tidings, and the next size down to cut out a piece of Whisper White. Now I'm going to fold these. These dies are going to be really handy for any number size of bags or cards because you can fold them horizontally or vertically. They have the little inserts here where you can see very easily how to fold them. And I'm going to use my paper cutter and the scoring blade to do so. Now, for this one, I'm going to fold it the long way, okay? So I'm just going to find this little crease here, line it up on my paper cutter, and use my scoring blade to fold it. And I'm going to do the same with my white. Okay. Now I'm ready to stamp my white portion of the tag. I'm going to put another web at the bottom of the tag. Okay. Oops. And I'm going to stamp Happy Haunting right above it and Pumpkin Pie. Okay. Oops. Okay. There we go. Actually, I'm not happy with that one. Let's try that again. That's somewhat better. And we'll do the web again. Okay, well, you get the idea anyway. Okay, so, well, I've just smeared everything. Look, we're going to do it like this. That's cool. I'm going to go ahead and tape this down. It's a good thing we're all friends. Okay. There we go. Now, what I did was fold the bag over a little bit and use a glue dot just to hold it closed. That'll be very easy to open when the time comes. Okay. Depending on the goodies that you put in there, you can personalize it however you want. And I used a piece of generic black twine or black cord that I had to tie it shut. There we go. In addition, I had cut out one of these little spiders with the die. I think this is I don't know if that's a bat or a spider. I think it might be a bat. Let me see here. Anyway, whatever the little creature is, we're going to put him right here. Okay. And I put just a few sequins from the Artistry Bloom sequins up here on the edge. Just to dress it up just a little bit. Okay. And I have dog hair everywhere, so look over me. Okay, there you go. So that's a cute little bag for treats. And you can personalize that in 100 different ways. These labels would be great to use on your white lunch bag type things for gifts. I think they're adorable. Anyway, okay. The second project that we're gonna do is a new fold. And I couldn't see that they had really called it anything in particular, but I'm calling it the cut apart card. And here it is. I used Plaid Tidings Designer Series paper again. And I used Melon Mambo for the card base. Now the Melon Mambo is cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. So you get a regular top folding card. We're going to take our base and from the bottom of the front flap, we're going to cut 1 1/2 inches. Okay? Then we're going to scoot up and we're going to cut another 2 inches. And when we do, we're going to have 2 inches remaining at the top of the card. Now, I pre-cut the Designer Series paper, and I cut, remember I said this was 2 inches at the top. I cut a 1 3/4 inch piece. We'll go ahead and put that down. And then to the 1 1/2 inch piece that we cut off the bottom at the very first, I'm going to put a 4 by 1 1/4 inch piece. Okay, we'll set this aside for a minute. The piece that we cut out of the middle right now is 4 1/4 by 2 inches. And we're going to take our delightful tag topper punch or any tag topper punch that you have, and we're going to crop the very top of it. Okay. So we have a cute little tag. I'm going to go ahead and tie a ribbon on it with our crinkled seam binding. This crinkled seam binding I seem to have liked quite a bit, because you can see I took the very last bit of it here to do this card. And this ribbon is in the annual catalog. I think page 160 or so. Okay, so I'm just going to tie a quick ribbon here. We'll have to zhuzh it around a little bit to make it like we want it. Trim it up. Okay. Okay. All right, now we can do a little bit of stamping. I have some Whisper White scraps here, and I'm going to use Rich Razzleberry. Some of my stamp pads are new and some are old, so I struggle sometimes with how I'm supposed to open it. Now, let's see. And we're going to do this floral image from the stamp set, this one here. This particular ink pad I've had for a long, long time, and I can't find my re-inker, so I have to make sure it's inked up good here. Okay. Now, I'm going to crop that with a 2-inch circle punch. And quickly, I'm going to take my Pear Pizzazz marker and just color in these leaves a little bit. Just to give it a little bit of oomph. Okay, now, while we're stamping, I am going to use my Melon Mambo. And down here at the bottom of the stamp, or the tag, I'm gonna say just for you. And that is in the stamp set as well. Okay. So you could stamp another greeting inside. You need to keep in mind, though, this is going to go at the bottom. And you have this at the top, and you're going to have your empty space kind of right through here. So you could stamp something there if you wanted something to be seen. But if you want it to remain hidden, think about your areas here, top and bottom. I already have a piece of Whisper White cardstock cut, and it's at 5 1/4 by 4. And I am going to make sure that it doesn't show from the outside of the card. I'm just going to stamp this floral image just part way on the corner here, especially at the bottom. I didn't stamp very well. We'll try it again. Okay. And then up here at the top, I'm going to do the opposite corner. Okay. We can go ahead and put that on the inside of the card. Okay. Now, let's assemble the tag. I cut with the smallest celebration label. I cut a backing for our 2-inch piece here. for the tag out of Rich Razzleberry. And I think I'm going to put this down on the tag first. So we can kind of position where we want everything. Okay, now. And then I'll use a couple of pop dots here on our floral image. Give it a little bit of dimension. Okay. Now all we have left to do is to assemble these pieces. I'm going to use some tear and tape as soon as I find it. There it is. And I'm going to put it, I'm going to position this first and check. How much of my tag is going to overlap here. So I know that I am going to put just about in this area right here. I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down first. If I can get the paper off. There we go. And you can put it straight up and down on either side, or a little bit crooked, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, now to make sure that this piece is lining up correctly, first I'm going to put a little piece of tear and tape down here at the bottom. Come on. Okay. And before I close this, I'm going to put this down here at the bottom and just kind of make sure it lines up and hold it really well. And then just close my tag on it. Now, and there your card is done. I thought that was super cute and just something different. So, those are the projects today. I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.